Dave Allen against David Price. I'm not sure why I said Dave to one and David to the other. I think because I have maybe a different attitude towards both, perhaps. So, first and foremost, this July 20 card is absolutely incredible, by the way. I might stand alone with this opinion, but I would probably pay pay-per-view just for this fight alone, for Allen and Price. And I'm maybe one of those kind of gore fest fans that you just love spectacular, dramatic endings in boxing. But for me, David Price is absolute value for money. And I love the guy. I think he's incredible. I'm willing this guy to win every single time he fights. I was on the edge of my seat. And I tell you what, when he didn't really hurt Povetkin as much as I first thought when I was watching it live. But I was rooting for him to knock out Povetkin. I just want him to get a huge payday. That's all I want for David Price. I think that's all David Price wants as well at this stage, to be honest. But that aside, I think this is an amazing card. If you're any kind of boxing fan, if you can, please pay for this card because it's important to support when promoters do get it right. I think it's important. I think the July 13th card, the week prior, is also very, very strong. So we're very, very lucky. We're spoiled for choice just now as boxing fans for the first time in a long time. It's for anyone that's been watching boxing for, I guess, anything longer than 5 years, you would know it's been pretty tough. And now we really are spoiled for choice. Enough rambling. How do I see this fight going? Unfortunately, I can't see this going with any other way other than a David Price ending up on the floor, either concussively KO'd or just beat to a pulp and the ref waving it off. I think if this fight was to have happened, even with current Dave Allen, I think if this fight was to have happened prior to the first Tony Thompson defeat, I honestly think that Price would have knocked Dave Allen out. Not even necessarily on technical prowess, but I do think that back then Price was a much, much better technical fighter than Dave Allen. But I think that as Price has proceeded through his career, I think he's pulling a lot of his punches. Always trying to, maybe not pulling it so much, but enough that he thinks mentally that, okay, I'm saving energy for later. I think he has a very, very real mental issue with his stamina, his perception of himself, and what he thinks is going to happen. I think he thinks far too much, and I think it's really impacted his career. I can't see him being able to. I think that how he thinks the public perceives him, he can't afford to risk gassing out against Dave Allen, and will therefore not put everything he has behind every punch. And I think everything he has behind every punch is the only way he can stop Dave Allen. Because Dave Allen has a real chin, like a real kind of boxer's chin. I mean, you've probably seen the defeat with Dillian White, but he took punishment, man. That guy can take leather to the face. And for David Price, it couldn't really be a worse opponent if he tried. I think Dave Allen will be sure to be on him and smothering his work. Price likes a bit of room to kind of throw those long arms. I think that Dave Allen's team will have understood that. I think he'll be crowding him, on him, and just waiting for Price to wear down. And then Dave Allen's going to come on strong, probably mid to maybe even earlier than we might think. Because I think Price feels like a 3-round fighter at this point. It's almost like he never got past the amateur mentality. He just couldn't convince his body that it's okay to go beyond 4 rounds. And I just think that beyond rounds 3 or 4, you might find Dave Allen comes on and just, it could be quite brutal. There is, of course, I do think that Price's power is very real, but we keep talking about Price's power, but we haven't really seen it in a long time. And he's been boxing more confidently recently, but I still don't think he's putting everything he has on his punches. And that's how he was blowing everyone out at the beginning of his career. If anyone remembers way back when Tyson Fury was starting out and David Price was starting out, Tyson Fury was the one that, I wouldn't go as far as to say he was ducking Price, but he gave up his title to avoid fighting him. Whether it was to avoid fighting him or because he didn't think it was smart or whatever, but he could have fought Price. Price wanted to fight Fury. And at that point, I think everyone would have had the house on Price. And to be fair, I think if they fought at that point, Price would have actually won anyway. No one could have guessed that Tyson Fury would evolve into the fighter he has today. Because I tell you what, he didn't look great. I mean, he was getting beat on the not in reality, but theoretically he was beaten on the scorecards by John McDermott. There isn't anyone in the land besides the 3 judges, 2 of the judges that would have scored it for Fury. He did not look good at the beginning of his career. What he was molded into was quite remarkable, and that's maybe for a separate video. Actually, Hatman made a video on this about Fury being the most improved fighter, and I would absolutely agree with that, or at least the most improved heavyweight. But Price, obviously, his career... Do you know, I'm secretly very worried that Joshua's career takes on a similar path to Price's. I wonder if Price would have accomplished as much if he was pushed as fast as Joshua was until the stamina and the chin was found out. Now, I'm not saying Joshua is going to repeat or continue down Price's path. Maybe he'll come back and he'll knock Ruiz out in 1 or 2 rounds. I don't know. But they definitely share some commonalities, and I'm surprised nobody else has pointed this out yet. I don't think Joshua suffers from the same roboticness. But anyway, we're getting into a different fight and a different video altogether. I do think Dave Allen takes the win here. I think it's like 85-90% certain. Unless Price can believe in himself one last time and throw everything he has in 1 round and knock Allen out. Which would be an amazing spectacle, by the way. And Dave Allen could easily come back again. And I would just like Price to get this one win. This one win, I think he could die happily if he got this. But we'll see. I'm very excited. I think this July 20 card is incredible. I can't wait for Whyte Rivas. I'm legitimately... I don't know. There's so many pick'em fights. Anyway, I hope you're all doing really well. Enjoy the fights and leave your comments. Thanks.